Out of everything I've bought so far, I think this made the biggest difference. Okay, I'm going to be totally professional and switch cameras now because I need my phone for the next bit. That's the other downside of using the phone, actually, is when you need it to be a phone or when you need it to be something else. That'll come up later. But yeah, this camera now is the Zoom Q2N. It records in HD as well. It's got fantastic microphones on the top, and it actually was the camera I was going to use for vlogging, I thought. There's only one downside, and that is that the screen on this doesn't flip out or anything, and the screen's on the back, so I can't see what I'm doing right now. I haven't got a clue. I'm just guessing. I'm looking at the lens and hoping that I'm in the frame, but I don't know. And I did actually think, well, I got a TV up on the wall over there, which you can't see, but I even went as far as buying a cheap lead online, a cheap but very long HDMI lead to go from this to that. I thought, well, maybe I'll be able to see in the corner of my eye where I am in the frame. It was just getting absurd. That's why I ended up going with the camera in the end, because the camcorder, because that's got a screen that flips out as well. And I never realised how nifty it is to have a screen that flips out, actually. I always used to think it was a fancy thing to have, and then I got given a camera years ago, an actual camera now rather than a camcorder with a flip out screen. I thought, oh, this is just a bit silly, but it's really useful, actually, especially in cases like this. And I know some of the later Zooms have got flip out screens. This just happened to be the one that was on offer at the time, so that's the one I got. But yeah, I did get something else, actually. I've got the green screen sorted, I've got the lighting sorted, I've got the camera sorted, I've got the cyclic mic sorted. No, I had another thought then, another penny drop moment, or maybe it was just my brain trying to find yet another excuse to go online and buy stuff. I need an Autocue. I don't need an Autocue really, but other people use Autocues or YouTube videos. Yeah, and I got this one. This was about 30 quid, I can't remember. It's come halfway around the world to be here. This has got, it came with a free remote, which I haven't used. I want to do a full review of these things, by the way. This is just a whistle stop tour of what I've done, and to hopefully show somebody, well, you can do this as well on a budget. You don't have to buy the same stuff, obviously. I'm just saying that it's out there and it's reasonably priced and doesn't have to break the bank. So it comes with a bracket that you put on your tripod, and the idea is that on one end, obviously, you put your camera. Not like that, do it properly. You mount it in the middle on the tripod, and then on the other end goes this, very well packed, I must say. I know it had to come halfway around the world, so there was an incentive to do so, but yeah, it's really nicely packed. Comes with a little cleaning cloth in there as well, so it's bubble wrap stuff around it. Comes in a nice felt bag, and try not to break it in a hurry to show it to you. And there's another layer inside. And what this basically is, because I debated about making my own out of a CD case or something, and you probably could actually if you really wanted to do it cheaply. Just make your own out of a nice, clean, scratch-free CD dual case. I don't know, could try it, it'd probably work. But what's in this is actually proper beam splitter glass, and the difference between this and just a normal pane of glass is, you know, all glass reflects something. You've all seen reflections in windows, but this has been specifically designed to allow as much light through as possible, but still reflect enough that you can see what's down here. That's how an Autocue works. So if I grab my phone, I found an app called, don't know what it would be on Apple, but on iPhone, but I'm on Android, and I found an app that's called Elegant Teleprompter, and it's pretty good actually. So you can copy and paste your script in, and then it will flip it upside down back to front. Is that upside down back to front? Just upside down, I think. And what the idea is, you put your phone on this little thing. You don't have to put it on in the case, I'm just being lazy, I guess. And yeah, if you turn your screen brightness up a bit, which I'll do now actually, so it's not going to be bright enough. Well, maybe it will. So hopefully what you can see then, if I put that there, you can see the screen, maybe. Again, no viewfinder on this, oh, well, no front facing screen on this, so I can't tell. And yeah, that's the script I've started writing. And the idea is that I'll be able to see this and you won't, because if you look through the lens, hooray, how clear that is. There we are. You can sort of see me, maybe, if I put it a bit closer. So the phone's still in the same place, but you can't see it from the back. So that's the idea. I mean, you know, normal glass reflects a little bit. So they've tried to make it so it reflects a little bit more than normal glass would, but not so much that you block out the light from getting to the camera. Because obviously the more light reflects off the front, the less light's gonna go through that way. Because, you know, with the phone, the light from the phone is coming up and bouncing that way, but light from the room that's trying to get to the camera is also gonna bounce down that way. So yeah, what you want to do is you want to try and avoid that. So I think it's something like 90-10 or 80-20, I can't remember, but the idea is that some percentage bounces off that way. The rest is free to go through to the camera, and then you just put your camera on the bracket and do this nice little blackout material. Sort of put that over the lens, just so it blocks out any stray light. So actually, really, you're not only getting an autocue, but a teleprompter, as you may prefer to call it. You're also getting a nice little sort of, I don't know, like a filter, a cover to stop stray light getting in as well for free. So that's quite cool. And this actually made the biggest difference out of everything I've bought so far. I think this made the biggest difference because this made me actually start writing a script for the first time. Because I had a motivation to do so, I had an incentive to do so, partly because I needed something to try out on it. But yeah, I actually started thinking about what I wanted to do for my science video. So the biggest difference was the teleprompter to all of this. Okay, it's been a few days since I managed to set everything up for a dry run. I had my green screen up, had my lighting up. I was just about to set the camcorder up when I realised I had a bit of a problem. Can you spot what the problem is? I'll give you a few seconds. I'll put it this way. The hole that the camera has to point through is up there. And the camera is down here. And if you can't see the camera out the front, I mean, you can see it a little bit poking up there. But if you can't see the camera out of that hole, then the camera's not going to be able to see out of that hole either. I took the baffle off, by the way, that was there, just to make that really clear. I thought, oh, you are kidding me. I've got everything almost set up, ready to go for a dry run, and this didn't work. But I thought to myself, I don't get it. I saw the photos online. The photos showed, by coincidence, a JVC Averio. Exactly the same make of camcorder. Now, I didn't buy this Autocue teleprompter online just because it had the same make of camcorder, but the point is, it's the same make of camcorder. And it doesn't fit. How have I managed this? Then I sort of, well, there's other bits in the box. So I thought I'd invented something. I thought, well, there's these, comes with a few washers and things, and comes with these screws as well. And the screws actually stack together. Where's it gone? Oh, there you go. So these screws sort of all screw together and stack up. And I thought, oh, I'm an engineer. I've managed to invent something here. So I put those on. It's sort of worked. It's a bit on the wonk, so I wasn't entirely happy with it. Also, the other issue is that, as I was taught in physics lab many years ago, if you have a screw thread and then you try and put like another screw thread on top of it that's going the same way, if you like, so you know this is going clockwise into a clockwise screw thread, what it means is, physics wise, it's not going to hold. I mean, the other reason it's not holding right now is because I forgot to put the washer in to show you right now, but the point is you can't ever get it tight enough. If you try and tighten it, it sort of loosens the top. Try and tighten the bottom, loosens the top. So it was a solution. And then I actually looked on the original eBay, the item for this. You know, I looked at the photo that was on the advert for this, and that's basically how they did it. They used these screws, so I hadn't actually invented something at all. I just copied an idea I'd already seen on eBay. Well, like I say, it worked, but I wasn't entirely happy with it, and because these were at a slight angle, I thought, well, it's not really a long-term solution, and I'm not happy because it's at a slight angle, and I don't know what damage I might be doing to the threads by mounting it that way, if anything. So back on eBay, and found this for £3, I think it was, and I found it online by using the ultra-precise method of looking at this one with 3 screws stacked on top of each other, putting my fingers up to the screen and going, yeah, that looks like about 3 screws high. But I'm pleased to say that it actually works really well, and of course then it gives you the added option that instead of just being at a random angle on the wonk that you can't do anything about, this is actually it's like the top of a mini tripod, really. You can move this around, and it spins around as well, which is quite nice. This bottom bit spins around separately, and it comes with a hot shoe adapter, which was interesting because I actually ordered 2 of these on eBay. One of them looked like that without the hot shoe, and one of them looked like this with the hot shoe, and I ordered them from 2 different places specifically for 2 different reasons. And then when this one arrived, I looked at the email confirmation. I thought, hang on, that's the one that's meant to have arrived in 2 weeks' time, but I've got it now. And then I checked it again. No, it turns out that the one I ordered that didn't have the hot shoe, or cold shoe adapter on the bottom, actually turned out to have a hot shoe adapter on the bottom as a bonus. But it also has, there's the thread there, so for attaching to the adapter. So we managed to solve it. Trying to break the Autocue. So that goes in the bottom of that, and hey presto. It's a tiny bit high, but that doesn't actually matter because the circular aperture, if you want to call it null, circular aperture on the front of the Autocue is so big that there's quite a lot of high tolerance there. And as you can see, even though I haven't got them perfectly aligned, just tighten that up. Because the other advantage you've got is that you can really tighten this mount up, whereas you couldn't tighten the screws up. And there we are. Now the lens actually looks like it's slightly off to one side. That's just because the camcorder, on the camcorder it's slightly off to one side, so that's fine. So yeah, sorted. Okay, we're a step closer. But then I noticed another problem.